That's the same thing that's like endlessly been argued on with who I am and what I represent as well. This was you know, I'll have you know, Zohran is very bad. Here's Michael Rapaport calling him to task. How's a so-called working-class mayoral candidate like Zohran Mamdani eating at Omen Sushi tonight, one of the priciest joints in New York City? How dare you go out for nice sushi on your birthday? Working every damn day, running around. I'll tell you what. Are you kidding me? Woo! Yeah. Adam Carlson says, do campaigns 15 plus hours every day, 7 days per week, probably rarely spends quality time with his wife, takes her out on a date to a nice restaurant, but not even the top 100 priciest in the city. Michael Rapaport, a true socialist would take his wife to Burger King. I love that, dude. I love that. I love that they're, oh, God. I'm so glad that there's like at least a lovable, charismatic socialist candidate out there who can just like get unlimited defense from at least the liberals in New York and the leftists in New York who are attacking these idiotic arguments. I'm glad. That's awesome. That makes me happy about the future. Okay. This kind of stuff is good because it directly pushes against one of the perhaps most successful socialism but wealthy narratives that people have. Okay. It makes no sense. The notion that like being a socialist implies like everyone needs to be poor is stupid. It's a self-defeating argument. And I sometimes even see that from leftists themselves. Okay. It's dumb. It's incredibly dumb. Don't do that. They use it on you all the time. I know. Don't worry. I am the sin eater. Okay. I will eat all of it. I will forever be existing in this space that is both parts political activism, parts political commentary, and parts influencer culture. Okay. And therefore, I will always receive the worst aspect. Okay. I will always receive attacks from every angle. It doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is who you are. What matters is what you say. What matters is what you do. Okay. That's it. Yes. Credit to Brennan Lee Mulligan. Have you talked about Buddyhead, commie poster on socials, but post anti-Zohran multiple times a day? What? No, I don't know who that is, and I don't really care. The anti-Zohran left is just unproductive, silly. It doesn't matter. Please. That's like 11 total people. That is 11 total people. Please. I don't care. Yes. It's only $30 for the filet mignon at Omen Sushi in New York City. Brother, it doesn't matter. It could be the most expensive restaurant in the city. Who gives a what are we talking about, dude? Like, how is this a line of attack? Like, please, the moment that you look at that, the moment that you even lean into the argument and take the premise as though it is sincere is a moment that you've lost. The only response to this is, dude, shut the up. People can go and eat nice things every now and then. Okay. The moment that you go, well, actually, it's quite the affordable lunch, then you're saying like, what? So if it was a unaffordable dining experience, then all of a sudden that actually stains his reputation. What are we doing? No, get the out of here. You don't have to. And I keep repeating this over and over again. And I know people will say, Hasan, you're just defending yourself. Sure. Okay. But you do not have to lean into oppositional framework, especially when it is launched against you in an insincere manner. Okay. You are under no obligation whatsoever to take serious, insincere framing. You do not have to accept the premise if it is an insincere premise. It's also a thing that, like, for example, Donald Trump does very well, even in instances where like he's done some shit. He'll just be like, nope, wrong, you're a liar, you're stupid. And he moves on. And look where that has gotten him. Okay. From his perspective, all those attacks are bad faith. Okay. That's it. Bro, what the is wrong? People do try to take out his wife for a nice outing, but it gets framed as villainous. Brother, welcome to the world where you have adopted the moniker of socialism. Okay. That's it. He will be like, I want modest expansion of pre-existing social safety nets. And people will be like, well, you're a socialist. You need to be eating dirt for every meal. What the And then once you have that conversation, people will go, well, okay, but how about like not going to that restaurant and going to this restaurant instead? It's just like, it's ridiculous. The person that's launching this oppositional campaign is not doing so with any sort of sincere belief that like, this is what socialism is supposed to represent. They don't even know what socialism is. Who gives a shit? That's the same. That's the same thing that's like endlessly been argued on with who I am and what I represent as well. Where people will be like, "Oh, $3 million mansion. He lives in a mega mansion." It's like, yeah, one, I live here with my family, and two, I didn't make the housing market. Okay, and it's not a secret that I have. I've been tremendously fortunate. It's not a secret at all. It's funded by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers, for the most part. It's not like I'm farming and maxing out on all of the different avenues and taking this existing capital to get from subscriptions to go and I don't know, buy stocks in Raytheon or some shit. Yeah, bought a house that I live in for myself and my family in an area that I have lived in and rented in. I don't have sponsors. I rarely ever do sponsors. I deny sponsors all the time. I don't run ads no longer. Now that I don't have a contract, I don't run ads. And I'm not doing that as a marker to market myself. Okay. I've said no to very major ad campaigns. Like I was presented with $1 million starting ad campaign, an ad campaign that started at $1 million from Polymarket. I said, no, it's not for marketing purposes. It's just, I think this is the appropriate thing to do. These are things that are not expected. These are things that are not expected from any content creator whatsoever. And they're not even like super unethical overall. I like your merch. That's about as capitalist as you get. Yeah, except my merchandise is union made and domestically produced. And not only is it union made and domestically produced, but the profit margins are so slim that most other content creators who have their own merch companies have actually looked into it and say, there's no way that that is the case. There's no way that this person is actually operating on margins that are non-existent. So even on that front, and once again, nobody's forcing you to subscribe and nobody's forcing you to buy the merchandise anyway. It's like it's all whatever you want to do. Is there a right way to be a leftist or conservative? If you're poor, you're a leech. If you're rich, you're a hypocrite. Exactly. It's because they don't want you advocating for the poor. That's it. That's the thing that people get mad at. New York City mayoral candidate to face off in the final debate before the election.
All candidates will meet for their second and their final debate ahead of Election Day. We can expect a spar of words between the candidates, but this really is another opportunity for them to appeal to their base, to pick up further support, as well as for them to make this final pitch to New York.
I wish you expanded your merch to the jackets. The reason why I haven't is because of availability of union-made merchandise. Like the garments manufacturer only makes very specific things, and that's it. No, they get mad at what they wrongly perceive as hypocrisy. Exactly. The problem isn't when right-wingers do this. The problem is when people who are self-described leftists do this. The argument is not directed at regular people. It's for those who have lived in a socialist country where their leader enjoys a better quality of life than the rest. No, I mean, it's not. It is directed at regular people.